Welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah if you're new here, and I want to do a 24-hour readathon for myself for no other reason than I'm in a reading mood. And this reading vlog poses a little bit of a challenge because I want to film my phone, but I film on my phone. So I want to show you the countdown to like 24 hours on my phone as I do updates, but that means I can't use my phone to film. So I'm on my iPad. Let me know if this works. So the angles are a little weird, so just bear with me. You're not here for the cinematography of my channel. Let's be real. You're here because you want to see a mood reader fail at doing their TBR. So I have a ton of tiny little books on my TBR in general. Not on the TBR I created for myself for the month of April, but in general. And so I'm going to try to read as many of these little graphic novels, comic books, and novellas and short stories as I possibly can. The first set of books I'm going to talk about is the romance novellas by Kimberly Lemming. So that includes 2 novellas and 1 short story. And the first one is That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon. And this is actually my book club pick for this quarter. And I know my sisters watch this, so I may save some thoughts and feelings on this for my actual book club. But I hope to actually read this twice before we get to our book club day, so I can maybe come at it with more coherent thoughts and feelings. And then we have Mistletoe, which is a tiny little short story. And then we have That Time I Got Drunk and Needed a Love Potion at a Werewolf. And these are romance novellas, fantasy romance novellas that have light BDSM elements. So these are smutty little novellas. And I'm totally excited. And they're all featuring like a black main character, which is really fun. And I can't wait to read these. And no, these are not on my April TBR. I do have an audiobook, and the audiobook is actually on my TBR, so take that. And that is Fugitive Telemetry by Martha Wells. This is Murderbot book 6. Yes, I've already read 3, 4, 5. So take that, TBR. I'm not actually ignoring it completely. So this is just a 4-hour audiobook, 4.5 hours. And I normally read at 1.5 or 2 times speed, so this is going to be a really quick listen. Welcome to the 24-hour readathon, and the timer starts now. So hold on, let me get the timer. Ready, set, go. Okay, bye. Really quickly, I want to give a plot summary for this book. I didn't even really talk about it. This is a book about fantasy world where demons exist and they are being held back by a mysterious goddess figure. Every 15 years the demons kind of rise up, and a group of humans are chosen as like the chosen heroes. And our main character, I shit you not, her name is Cinnamon Hot Pepper. I can't. She's a spice farmer and merchant. She never wants to stand out and be chosen to go on these adventures. It seems like something happened to her when she was younger and when she tried to like kind of be more adventurous, and she has some trauma surrounding that. So she just kind of wants to have a simple life. And of course a demon comes into her life, and she does end up saving him from a rock slide without realizing he's a demon, and the two of them end up going on a little adventure together. And that's kind of the plot. I'm assuming they're gonna fall in love. I mean, that's the whole point of this book, right? Is this little fantasy romance. I will say this is very irreverent. This is very whimsical. This is very modern in its language, the storytelling, and both the dialogue, what the characters are actually saying. There's a lot of like AAVE being used. So if you're not into like a fully immersive fantasy world, this is very like fantasy light in that way. Like it's not fully immersive. but it is still a really good time. I've laughed out loud a couple times, and I'm only 40 pages in, but I'm actually really liking the pacing, I'm liking the plot, I'm liking the characters. It's so cheesy and fun and punny that I'm just having a really good time with it. So here I am, taking a bit of a break, and I am gonna go on a little walk because it is spring-ish and I need to move my body a little bit, so I'm gonna listen to a little bit of my audiobook now. Okay, we're 3.5 hours in to the Readathon, and I have read 55 pages of this. I'm obsessed with it. I'm loving it. It's a lot of fun. There's a hair washing scene, which is so tender and so hot. I don't know what it is, but like characters washing each other's hair is very intimate, and there's a scene like that in A Taste of Golden Iron. Also helps that both these characters were naked. Just saying. Loving this. And then I got really far. I'm 29% into Fugitive Telemetry, and this is weird because this is book 6, but it actually, I believe, takes place before book 5. So I wish, at least that's the way it seems, because where we left off in book 5, Murderbot is kind of going off in a different direction. But in book 6 here, it's back with its current crew of folks. Don't want to spoil it. I'm sorry I'm being confusing and vague. I'm just trying to not spoil things. But so I kind of wish I'd read this one first. And this is like a traditional murder mystery, sort of. Obviously, Murderbot's not traditional, but Murderbot is trying to solve the mystery of a murder mystery on the station. So that's kind of interesting and different. The other Murderbot books are very like action focused, and I'm assuming there's going to be action and fighting and stuff going on, but it's nice to have a little bit of a change of pace for Murderbot since this is the 6th installment. Okay, it is much later. We are 7 hours in to the readathon, and just so you know, I'm not one of those people who can stay up late. So we're gonna read as much as we can. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna wake up when I wake up. That's just how this is gonna go. We are 7 hours in, and I just finished my first book of the readathon. That time I got drunk and saved a demon. Was this book perfect? I don't think so. Not for me personally, but did I have a hell of a good time reading this? Abso-fucking-lutely. This was so fun. This was quick, witty, fast-paced, romantic, smutty, and just an overall good time. I'm pretty impressed for an 160-page novella what was packed in here. So kudos to Kimberly Lemming. So one thing about my personal preferences when it comes to romance men or a romantic partner in a romance novel is I don't particularly like the alpha man caricature that's like, oh, we touch her and you die and you can't even look at any other men, kind of possessive, you know, like you're my mate type vibe. It's usually not for me. And Fallon is a little possessive, a little alpha man. He is really tender as well, and he's actually really considerate to Cinnamon, but there were some parts where I was just like, getting a little bit of an ick vibe just for my personal taste. It is, you know, if that floats your boat, like, power to you. It's just something that I don't particularly love with like a romance partner. There were some like plot conveniences. This is very straightforward. One of the plot points just had me rolling my eyes, but at the same time, this is kind of not supposed, you know, I don't think the intention is to take this very seriously, and so I think it had the perfect level of cheese in terms of plot, in terms of character, even in terms of world building and what the characters were saying, the dialogue. I think it was a really good time, and I think I'm gonna give it like 4.5, 4.25. Like, I really want to give this a 5-star, but I think just because I didn't love Fallon, I can't. So 4.5-ish. Next, I think I'm going to try and finish Mistletoe, which is even tinier. This is only like 50 pages, which is I would say a short story. So I'm going to try to finish this tonight. Good night if I don't see you in another clip. Well, the readathon is almost over. I've had a very lazy morning, and it's been great. I did finish Mistletoe last night. I'm giving it a 3.5 stars. This is just a really smutty short story. You have to be okay with insta-lust. They meet and instantly bang, which is fine, which is great. This is just smut, and I liked it. I didn't love it though. There was just, I guess, not enough relationship development for my personal taste, but it's also 60 pages or less, so what can I say? The last few hours I am gonna try to get to that time I got drunk and yeeted a love potion at a werewolf. This is following Bree, who is our main character's best friend from the first book, and yes, Bree is a cheesemaker. And then Felix, a werewolf, who we also meet in the first book. And this is also 160 pages though, so I don't know if I'll finish because I also have to go shopping. I'm getting my husband a birthday present / anniversary present. That's the update. Also, I need breakfast. Hello. Looking a little worse for wear today, but I'm here to end the vlog. I hit my 24 hours yesterday and didn't have the energy to update the vlog, but I'm here to wrap up everything I was able to read. First, I finished That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon by Kimberly Lemming. This was a lot of fun. I'm giving it like a 4.25 stars. Then I also read Mistletoe, also by Kimberly Lemming, and I gave this 3.5 stars. Just really short, smutty novella. You guys know all my thoughts and feelings on these already. I also managed to finish Fugitive Telemetry before my 24 hours was up, and this is okay. This is a murder mystery for the Murderbot series, and I had a good time reading this, but it wasn't stellar, so 3.5 stars. I'm really not feeling very well. But I did have a good time reading these books. And in total, I read 421 pages in 24 hours, which is awesome. So thank you so much for watching this little vlog, and I will see you in another video of mine very soon. Bye.